New built instrument. This was deliberately a quick and dirty, whacked out kind of alto range instrument. So we've got about an 17-inch scale length of the string there. We've got a very simple dowel for the tailpiece held on with parachute cord. The body is just a framework glued up out of strips of poplar, just cheap poplar from the hardware store, and then 1/8-inch plywood for the back and the soundboard. Essentially the cheapest, quickest, easiest way to build an instrument that I know. I spent more time making the strings than I did making almost any other part, although I did a good job on the pegs too. But at any rate, the strings on this one are my first experiment with fishing line instead of horsehair. So for Americans who aren't used to having the fish line measured by millimeters, as most of the sources I've seen for nylon strings for bowed lyres cover, I bought cheap nylon fishing string. 4-pound test is what I used. I'm not saying that's the best, I'm saying that's what I grabbed. It was like $3.29 for a spool of 1,125 yards or 1,028 meters. That's a lot of My Little Pony hair for $3. So I just followed the instructions that Haraldo Nieminen has in his excellent book on the yohiko, where he said to take a stick of a particular length, just a yardstick cut down and work fine. In my case, 24 inches long, and wrap it around and around and around and around. You can cut it at one end, and then you've got a loop at the other end that you can pass around the peg, around the dowel, and then bring the rest of the string through the loop, twist it, always twist in the same direction, and you've got a string. Put it into a slot in the tuning peg. Now, what I was doing here was I was trying to make a different tuning than what I'm used to. So I've got this one tuned to a G, D, G. So we've got an octave across there. And I don't know if I'll figure out anything really good to do with it, but it was kind of fun. For the benefit of those who are interested in playing with this, just consider this a starting point. Do not consider this gospel. I used 40 strands of fishing line in the highest pitch string. So I went around the stick 20 full revolutions. So you've got 20 strands on one side, 20 strands on the other side, and when you twist it together we got 40 strands. 60 for the center string, 80 for the lowest pitch string. And let's hear what it sounds like. There's the lowest string. There's the D in the center. And there's the G on the high end. So you might play something like Hot Cross Buns. And it doesn't sound half bad. You could also do. And I haven't done much to incorporate the other string other than maybe playing the same things on the center, so. So I'm going to experiment with it, I'm going to play with it. At this point, I've had it playable for less than 24 hours. I made the strings up yesterday and got them rosined and got them tuned, and I was pleasantly surprised at just how well the fishing string held its tuning. I was expecting it to go out of tune almost immediately like a nylon string guitar. So I'm pleased and surprised, and I will continue to play with it and see what I think. I still like the kind of crisp raspiness of real horsehair better, but this is a cheap, easy string material, I must say. So against my general inclination, I'm already kind of liking it. At any rate, this is just to share an experiment that I've been playing with. I wish everybody watching this the absolute best. If you have commentary, please do put it in the comments below. Just because I don't see it right away doesn't mean I'm not going to answer it, but I appreciate the potential for dialogue that the internet affords to people like us who are interested in these sorts of oddball instruments that just aren't that common. So, all the best.